Unfortunately, on January 29th, 2019, I will no longer be allowed to drive my car. I purchased my 1995 Mazda 626 at Wagner Autos in Pierce, South Dakota during the annual Blizzard sale in February 2002. It was about $2,700 and had about 84,000 miles on it. After I graduated high school, I joined the Army, went through 2 deployments with the Jackwagon. My first stint was out in Fort Lewis, Washington. Then I got based in Columbus, Ohio. And in Columbus is where my car developed that screaming belt that nobody really enjoys. I took it in twice to get it fixed. Each time it got fixed, within a month, it started squealing again. So I figured if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And also, Foj the Fantastic, my buddy, named the car the Jackwagon. So I went ahead and rewrote Hustlin' by Rick Ross and called it Jackwagon.
To neutral, drop it so hard. Ladies want me, but they just want the Jackwagon.
As you can tell, I'm a big dork. After I got out of the Army, I became a flight attendant for Comair Airlines. My first stint was in New York, and so I left my car back in South Dakota because, you know, if you live in New York City, you really don't need a car. But when I got based in Detroit, I brought my car out to Detroit, and I pretty much lived out of my car for a couple years. It was a great experience living out of the car. I mean, when I was working, the company would pay for hotel rooms, and on every single day off I had, almost every single day off, I would get on a plane and go somewhere. So I just lived out of my car. I mean, why pay rent if I'm never at the place where I live? But I decided to move down to Las Vegas after I was done being a flight attendant. I've been down here for about 7 years now. I got my first accident. The Jackwagon was parked and another car ran into the car parked next to my car, and that car was smashed into my car. I had to take it into the shop a couple times again because the first time the mechanic thought he fixed it, but it wasn't fixed. Turns out the radiator needed to be replaced. Last year, my car barely passed the smog test. It took 4 tests at 3 locations and over $800 to get my car fixed up. And they said, oh, it barely passed and you have all these other things you need to get fixed on it. And over the last year, my car, I think the transmission's going bad. I don't know, something seems off. So rather than spend probably what's going to be thousands of dollars to fix my car up just so that I can pass a smog check, I think my time with the Jackwagon has come to an end. But it's been an amazing car. I just wanted to take some time and share my experience with my Mazda 626 with you. It's been awesome, and I can only hope that any car that I own in the future is half as good as my 1995 Mazda 626 was. And unfortunately, the Jackwagon and I will have to part ways. Every car has a history report, but my Mazda has a story.
Riding in the drive up. Who you douches think you looking at? I'm the awesome hog.